My name's Josh, and this is Exville Off-Road, the trail till now.
Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Kind of wanted to go over the build today of my Jeep Gladiator, my 2021 Jeep Gladiator Willys Edition. So overall, I think I'm pretty much done with the build outside of maybe upgrading to 37s. Currently, I'm sitting on 35 BFG KO2s with the TerraFlex Nomad wheels, which are amazing. If you haven't seen those, I'll go over those in this video as well. But really, just ultimately on today's episode, I just wanted to give you an overall view of what I did with this 2021 Gladiator and maybe give you some ideas for some things that you may want to do, because I think I'm pretty much set at where this is. So that said, let's jump into it.
This is the Kraken by Epic Adventure Outfitters. They're out of Canada. It has a purge valve, an air chuck, and the on and off switch on the passenger side, and really is nice for airing up all four tires at the same time. The mounting plate is underneath the passenger seat, and then you can see the air hose that goes underneath the center console and over to the driver's side underneath that seat for the other air chuck. Of course, you have to have the custom paracord grab handles. At least I really like them. You can make them yourself. They're called Cobra knots. Make them to whatever length that you want and save yourself probably $20-25. Over the driver and passenger seat, I have the Jeep JL JT overhead molly shelf by American Adventure Lab, and attached to it is a Midland MXT 275. It's a really nice setup. I have it in my JL and JT, and then I have two handhelds. They work pretty flawlessly over many miles separation. They do have privacy settings on them, so you can put everybody on the same channel and pretty much not have to worry about anybody else getting in on the channel. I ended up taking out my 67 Designs rail mount, the JL rail mount, and going with a Bulletproof mounting solutions mount, because it basically mounts with a pocket underneath it, and I wanted to provide upper dash power, and I needed a place to store the transformer. So the transformer is hidden underneath that panel, and then the leads are out to the side, and they make it easy to change out cords for different electronic devices without any kind of worry. And then of course you have to have the Scosche front dash cam. I mean, you can get any dash cam, but I've really been happy with the SX1, something like that. It's been good for on and off road. Underneath the vehicle, I have the American Adventure Lab quick disconnect aluminum inner fender liners. They use these D-Zest bolts. They're super easy to take off, and they use an Allen key. And then they are cut for the Falcon 3.3 Piggyback shocks. I do have that all on top of the TerraFlex CT2 suspension system with Alpine control arms, and then Apex Performance auto links for my end links. They're rad, and with the Willys Edition, you don't have to worry about the electronic sway bar disconnect, and these things replace that pretty well. But the TerraFlex 3.3 Piggyback shocks are amazing. I've had no issues with them, and overall the CT2 is a great lift. You might want to check it out. Of course, I have the TerraFlex Nomad wheels. They have quick air down chucks, and you can set those to 12 PSI. Super convenient for off-roading, and then you go back and close them all up, and then you're at the air pressure you want. You can set them to your own preference as far as air pressure goes, and then they'll auto-deflate to that. They do have replaceable rash guard rings in a variety of colors. So overall, just a really nice alternative to bead locks, a little bit cheaper, and have the air down set up to them. And I waited 9 months for this Smart Cap Evo A, all the way from Africa. It's a pretty cool cap, and I really am gonna enjoy it for hunting and whatnot. You can mount things to the MOLLE inner doors, and I ended up using Velcro straps. They're convenient and cheap, and they work pretty well. And then overhead, you can see the support beams that go down there. They're hollow, and they allow you to run electrical through them the way they're designed. I ended up going with the KC Cyclone V2 lights, and ran it to my auxiliary 3 plug. So overall, super nice setup, extremely happy with it, and it was worth the wait, although it was expensive. On the back bumper, I ended up getting Diode Dynamic Stage 2 lights. They are white and red, so they break and reverse white. They're really awesome lights, and they really brighten up the backside of your vehicle. It's really, really a good idea to get those. And then, of course, I have the body armor backbone, skid plate, and step. And I mean, this is a good thing to have, something like this. It's really done a good job protecting my bed while off-roading. And, you know, as an additional feature, you can also not have to worry about those that can't find their brakes on the street. Now, I ended up getting the Rugged Ridge rear inner fender liners. They're made of polypropylene, and they're injected molded. And, you know, I don't see the point in getting aluminum rear inner fenders, and why would you ever really need to remove them? It's kind of beyond me. So I saved some money, put these in. They look good. They clean up the back end with an open wheel well like that. And overall, just I've been pretty happy with them. And then what I also did was got the metal cloak rear end link reinforcement brackets. They're really beefy, and they support that factory end link bracket really well, so you don't have to worry about ripping out your end link on a possible overextension of your suspension system. I think this is a great alternative to some of the other options out there. I took off the factory mount for the AM/FM radio antenna, and I replaced it with a nice badge from my Threedom. And I also popped off the end caps on my windshield wipers with replacement end caps also from my Threedom, and they have the American flag logo on them. They got a bunch of different logos, so if you want to do that kind of a thing, it's a cool little upgrade to customize your Jeep more to your liking. So if we go to the front of the vehicle, I did several upgrades. One, I replaced the OEM halogen headlights with Oculus LED headlights with the daytime running halo. It's a great upgrade, a little bit cheaper than the OEM ones, and I've been really happy with them. They're super bright at night. I also replaced the Fender LED lights or halogen lights with LED American Adventure Lab lights at one point, and then I ended up having to replace them with the Quake LED lights because American Adventure Lab apparently doesn't stand behind their product, and they have a pretty terrible warranty period for a lot of faults that I've had to deal with those, so I replaced them. Of course, I have the Rebel Off-Road Summit Series front bumper with lower skid plate, a Superwinch SX10 synthetic ropes, 10,000 pound weighted winch. Not the heaviest, but it's lightweight and it works well for what I need it, or if I ever need it. And then inside of the light holes, I actually have Baja Squadron Sports, and they're super bright as well. A Superwinch Fair Lead Factor 55 Flatlink. So overall, bright lights and a really beefy front end to protect that Gladiator. On the side of the vehicle, I have a Rugged Radios cowl mount for my Ghost Midland antenna. It's out of the way, looks super sleek, and overall haven't had any issues with it in a car wash or anywhere else. On the side of the vehicle, I have Rough Country Nerf Steps. Now, they're all right. They are hollow tubed, but what I really liked about them is they did not body mount into the body bolts. Overall, I've broken one of those on my JL, and I was really worried about it. And I'm doing overlanding, not rock crawling. So these Rough Country side steps have worked pretty well. And I think the only thing I would probably replace them with is maybe like a tucked up version of some sort of Nerf step. Get yourself a Taser JL. They're amazing. Dash upgrades, vehicle customization. It's well worth the money. And then, of course, FJB. Gas prices suck. So does inflation. We're all probably tired of this. Let me know if you want one of your own. Thanks for watching. I know it was quick. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next episode.